Kavanagh fights this weekend, and let's do a fighter showcase on him. So I always say the best division in the whole of the UFC is flyweight or bantamweight, and the reason that them divisions are the best is because the talent is so high. This is a perfect example. Kavanagh in any other division above bantamweight, if he had the same skill set, he'd be the biggest prospect in the whole division. And he still is one of in flyweight, but flyweight is so many that it's so hard to pick. But he's fighting Felipe dos Santos this weekend, and he is definitely someone to look out for. Fighting a great team, GB top team in London with Brad Pickett. And when you look at his fights, he's obviously got three big highlights. He's got, on his second fight, he got a nasty 1-2 knockout against his opponent on Cage Warriors. And in his fourth professional fight too, he got a nasty knockout. And then all you need to do is go watch the Dana White Contender Series knockout, because that is brutal. His opponent steps to the left, and as he does, he check hooks him and puts him out cold. So when we actually look at his game, he's not like some big brawler who goes in and he ends up getting a knockout just because he hits so hard. He's so technical. He's so light on his feet, in and out of range. He's really good at using calf kicks. And what you notice if you look at his last UFC fight, his opponent, he was very heavy on either his front foot or his back foot, because he'd have his hands so far down, he'd use head movement a lot, so his footwork had to be good. And Kavanagh just chopped at his legs the whole fight, and he's really powerful leg kicks. So keep an eye out for that this weekend. Against Felipe dos Santos, I do think he'll win. I think it will be by decision. He might get the knockout win, but I am pretty confident that it'll be by decision. Felipe dos Santos is good. He obviously I know he lost, but he had a good performance against Manel Kape. And I think that was more, Manel Kape's performance was a bit worse, but not at the level as we expect from Manel Kape, but still good to have a good performance against Manel Kape. When we look at this fight out, I think Kavanagh's going to be controlling the striking really well. I think Felipe might shoot him for a couple of takedowns to try and get the fight to the ground, but I think Kavanagh is really good at managing the ranges in where he's not even in the range to get taken down. He's so good at staying in that outside range, smashing them leg kicks in, using the boxing, and a lot of the time getting a knockout. When we look at him in Cage Warriors, he smashed everyone in Cage Warriors, and I think if he would have stayed a bit longer, he definitely would have got the belt. I think, if I remember rightly, hearing on the Dana White Contender Series announcement thing, that if he never got that Dana White contract, he would have got a title shot in Cage Warriors, which would be well deserved. And there's loads of fighters this weekend fighting who've come from Cage Warriors, Vucevic, loads. So it's a really good little stepping stone for like a regional promotion and then to the UFC. What do I think Kavanagh can go on to do? I do think he can go on to win the UFC gold at flyweight. Flyweight is such a hard division to win gold in, and that just shows how good Pantoja is. But I do think Kavanagh can do it. I think he is one of the biggest prospects in the whole of the UFC, and in my opinion, there's so many, so this is, maybe I'm forgetting someone, but out of the UK, he is top 3 biggest prospects in the whole of the UK. Maybe number 1, because his skill set is so high. That's the difference. So Mick Parkney's fighting on the fight before him on this weekend. He could probably get into the top 5 easier and faster than Kavanagh can. But do I think Parkin's level is better than Kavanagh's? Done wrong. I think Mick is an amazing fighter, but Kavanagh's skill set and his level is so high that I think he will go on to do big things in the UFC. And even when you see interviews of like Brad Pickett talking about him, or even Nathaniel Wood talking about him, they talk about him with such high esteem that you just know he's going to go on to achieve a lot. I loved in the corner in his last fight, Brad Pickett saying, "Why are we brawling? We don't need to brawl. His level's so high, we don't need to brawl with someone. We can stay on the outside, pick him off, and work to get our finish or work to win a decision. So keep an eye out for Kavanagh this weekend and let me know what you think. Do you think he can go all the way to the top? And I will see you later.